Hello everyone, welcome back to Real Reds Talk, an authentic football fan channel made in Manchester. This is your preview for the game against Nottingham Forest at Old Trafford. Plenty of conversations surrounding this game, whether it's tactical, certain individuals stepping up to the plate, or what the opposition will bring in general. And that's exactly why I'm going to call you by your full names today. We have Sam McCabe, Shreyas Singh and Adam Gray on the show today. How are we, lads? And do we have any plans for the weekend at all?
I think just be depressed after watching United and then drown my sorrows. So that seems to be the weekend ahead.
Yeah. Everybody else? That sounds like a plan, doesn't it?
I know it's not a bank holiday in India, but United are going to ruin our bank holiday weekend, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're going to ruin it.
Yeah, straight into it with the good old positivity. If you guys in the chat are also nervous about the game, leave a like on the video for us and subscribe to the channel. We're going to kick it off with a warm-up, lads. As always, it's the preview. This is what we do. I'm going to name a series of facts related to a Manchester United player, and you have to tell me who this player is. And, of course, people in the chat get involved. Right, I captained the club in the 90s for 2 years. I won a Community Shield, a Premier League, and an FA Cup. Who am I?
Out of my ballpark, this question.
I thought you said out of the ball sack.
Repeat the facts, please.
I captained the club in the 90s for 2 years. I won a Community Shield, a Premier League, and an FA Cup.
Steve Bruce.
Hey, Sam. Well done, Steve Bruce.
Boom.
Brucey boy. You know, we've got Saint Maximum and Joel and coming back into the squad. I played 326 games for Man United, scoring 33 goals, 67 caps for my country, and was at United for 12 years.
What period?
I'm not telling you the period. I played 326 games for Manchester United, scoring 33 goals, 67 caps for my country, and was at United for 12 years.
12 years it's got to be.
Was Keno at I think it was Keno, yeah. 12 years.
I was going to say it was either Scholes or Keane. I was thinking there's one of those two.
Mm-hmm.
Nottingham Forest ties. I thought, put him in there. And of course, Adam back on tonight. It's a little Irish theme. We have it. I have the third most appearances for Manchester United. I was born in 1975. I scored 5 goals in my whole career.
The 1975 put me off, so I don't know now.
Rubber band.
I have the third
Gary Neville?
Yes, correct. Bang on, spot on, Sam.
Smashing it.
I can't see the chat, so I don't know if anyone's...
Vince Bullock got the Roy Keane one. Gray got the Steve Bruce one. Yeah,
nice.
So there's a couple of people in there.
Everybody getting involved. Big up to all the members and the people in the chat as well. You bunch of legends. Hope you're all going to have a nice weekend in Manchester United. Don't ruin it. Moving on to the next bit of the warm-up. True or false? Manchester United have only lost once in the Premier League era to Nottingham Forest.
False.
True.
It's true. We lost once. 1994, we lost 2-1. That's it. And then obviously when you get into the League One, etc., it's different.
Yeah.
True or false? Bruno Fernandes scored more goals in the Premier League last season than Nottingham Forest's top goal scorer.
Scored less?
No, scored more.
Scored more. I'll go false.
Oh, I'm going to go true.
Yeah, true.
False. Bruno Fernandes scored 8.
Come on.
And Awoniyi, I think his name. I cannot say his name for the life of me. And I'm going to have to say his name a couple of times in this, but he scored 10, basically. So he scored a couple more. And then the very, very last one. Who spent more in the summer transfer window last year, Nottingham Forest or Man United?
Forest bought like 21 players, didn't they? So it has to be them.
Is that everyone?
I would still say us.
What we say? Locked in?
I'm saying Forest. I'm saying Forest.
I'm saying us.
Forest.
Saying us.
And Shreyas, you're saying?
United.
It was us. But Nottingham Forest spent 185 million euros. They got Gibbs White, Awoniyi, Danilo, Williams, Dennis, Mangala, Niakate, some dude I've never heard of, Frulot, Richard, Shelvey, Lodi, Chris Wood, Twang, Bowler, Toffolo, Felipe, and Bowler.
Lingard. You got Lingard on a free.
Yeah,
On a free. We got Anthony Casemiro Alessandro last year, of course, which came up to 235 million euros. So yeah, slightly over there. But yeah, warm-up's done. Apologies. We're back at Old Trafford tomorrow, lads, against a team who have mirrored our form, at least for the first 2 games, with 1 win and 1 loss. Forest, like many other teams last season, got kind of dragged into that relegation scrap, didn't they? But with big wins against Arsenal, Southampton and Brighton towards the end, I think it was, they managed to keep himself afloat. We actually crossed paths last season 4 times, I believe it was, scoring 10 goals, conceding none. But something tells me this might be slightly different, judging the way we started this season. What do you reckon, Sam?
Yeah, I don't that Amwaini. I'm sorry if I'm butchering his pronunciation.
It's hard to say his name.
He started really strong. He looked very, very good this season, so he's definitely going to be a problem. Another season in the Premier League for Brennan Johnson, who was their bright spark last season, so he could definitely be an issue. Obviously, we've got the ongoing Dean Henderson situation. It doesn't seem like he's going to Forest anymore. Seems like he might be going to Crystal Palace. So that's there. Jesse Lingard left now. Is he gone?
I think so. I think he's training with West Ham at the minute.
Okay. So yeah, it's a little bit of a different team this year. I think they've got a bit of confidence staying up. I think they've got some half decent players. I do think the manager's at risk of losing his job this year. I do think that's probably going to happen at some point. Old Sneasel Weasel, Steve Cooper.
Hey, Steve Cooper. I was waiting for that.
But yeah, it's going to be difficult for us because at home we've played well last season and we had a great record, but we didn't exactly light it on fire against Wolves, even though we won. Didn't look great. Looked good for about 30 minutes against Spurs and then absolutely packed it in and just got destroyed. So yeah, I'm not going in with a lot of confidence. Forest, they won last weekend, didn't they, against Sheffield?
Yeah.
So they're riding a high. We've on a loss, but yeah, and then plus the injuries, which I'm sure we'll get into. Not feeling confident. Gotta say, not feeling confident. This is probably why I'm drinking whiskey because I need to steady my nerves. So cheers, everybody in the chat.
If that steadies your nerves, then I'm the opposite with whiskey. I have to go fucking water to steady my nerves. Shreyas, one of the main issues, glaring issues, 1 second, that we've spoken about frequently has been the midfield. But I thought it was interesting in the presser today. Tanag got asked about this, and he said it was more the back line and the attack line that were the issues. Are you more comfortable now Christian Eriksen will probably be coming into that midfield heading into this?
I think yes, in a way, because with Christian Eriksen, being brought into that midfield, I'm sure that he won't be, playing the way that Mount and Bruno were playing. Like, both the 10s were just progressing forward and left too much of work done actually, for Casemiro to do in that midfield. And it was just really, really hard for him, I think. I think he's one of the best players that we have. When you have to look at, the quality, you have to look at, what he's done and accomplished in his career. He's one of the best players that we have at the club. But the kind of role that he's been deployed in, I think it is just too much for him to actually perform to the best of his ability in that role. I think having Eriksen in there probably, it helps him out. Probably, Eriksen can also do at least some of the work. I know he's not as capable defensively, but at least a little bit of the workload can be shared, and probably, Eriksen can sit a little deep and Bruno can be the lone 10. But I still think, I would actually say more than the defense, I think the attack and the midfield are the concerns for me in this team right now. I think the defense can still, get back to it, but I think structuring that midfield and actually getting this attack to start firing, because like you mentioned as well, chance creation isn't a problem with our team right now, which is a good thing that, chance creation isn't a problem. The way that we act when we get around the box and the way we have been picking our front three, I think some serious calls need to be made there.
Yeah, and you mentioned the attack line there, and that's exactly what I wanted to ask Adam about. Even with Rasmus, Adam, who isn't available, by the way, for tomorrow, a lot of people thought it would be, but it's looking like the Arsenal game now. Can these players score enough goals, do you think? Do you have faith they'll come good this season, the wingers and attackers, and the forwards, should I say?
Well, if you look at last season, all the goals were very one-sided. It was all Rashford that was actually scoring them. And if you look historically, they haven't actually scored many goals. Even Anthony in the league, when he played for Ajax, he never really scored that much. Obviously, he's done a lot of off the ball work, but our problem is we're not scoring enough goals and we're not being clinical enough, and it's costing us results. It is at the end of the day. Like we've had a keeper in the past who historically would have saved us and probably won us the game because we had forwards who could actually finish, and he stopped the goals from going in then. But now we're over reliant on one particular player who probably doesn't have his best games through the middle. He's not a recognised striker. We're one of the only top 6 team now, I say, that doesn't have a recognised striker. If you look at the rest of them, and it's a very, very bad time not to have a striker now because there's nobody available on the market. And I feel like a broken record, but I've been saying it for the last year. There's nobody out there now that's available.
Lukaku.
We're not scoring enough goals. Sancho. Yeah. Oh God, don't.
It's happening.
It's on my comment.
It's happening. I'm telling you, they will do it. They will do it. I just see it a mile off.
A man running around in Timberlands and
doing this
jeans.
Going every time.
The thumbs up every time. I can't. I don't know really where we go from here. Like I tell them to just practice shooting, but they probably do that, and it never works out. Sancho isn't recognised for his goal scoring, and
wasn't Dortmund.
Rashford,
at Dortmund, he scored a shit ton.
Yeah, not here though. 3 goals. He got less goals than Dan James, believe it, in his first season.
It's actually mental. And I'm at the point now where I probably would have preferred Dan James on the right over Anthony. Anthony's just frustrating a lot now. At least Dan James was actually direct. And I know I sound like Rookie from the United States.
I tell you what, Chris Smalling's a better centre back than Harry Maguire. Let me tell you.
I take Ashley Young back.
Didn't he he wants McTominay to play every game or something like that? Like he's obsessed with McTominay.
Yeah, just like proper. Oh, fuck off, Ricky. Idiot.
It's a big issue. Honestly, it is. And I don't know where we go from here. If we can make it and score enough goals till January, and then I'd go all out for Ivan Toney. That's what I would do. Yeah. And then have him and Rasmus compete then.
That'd be alright, wouldn't it? To be fair, I wouldn't mind them too.
Yep.
God knows what's going to happen with Ivan Toney. I have no idea, but could be an interesting one for January, depending on what's going on with the situation with the takeover. If we're trying to bring this, balance the scales a little bit and bring a little bit of positivity back into this, what's one strength we can use against them tomorrow? If any positives you guys can take, I'm kind of clutching at straws there a little bit, but is there anything you look at tomorrow and think, well, at least we've got that guy, or at least we've got this person who can hurt him?
I think our defenders are really strong. And the goalkeeper. I think that back line is decent. They've got that Anwayini who's in good form, but apart from maybe Brennan Johnson, who might have a bit of a time because Luke Shaw's out, they might have a bit of a time. But I think our back line and our goalkeeper is strong, so we should be able to keep them out for most of the time. Like I think if we had David De Gea there and stuff, might get a bit tricky, and we'd probably let a goal or 2 in, but I think with that back line we should be able to keep them out long enough for hopefully to score a goal. That's if you want positives, but we have to score a goal, don't we? That's the issue right now. We ain't scoring. Did we create the most chances?
our top scorer.
Yeah. Did we create the most chances except Brighton? Weekend, which shows creating chances isn't the problem. It's scoring the goals. That's the problem. So
did you see the De Bruyne thing today where he put Bruno Fernandes as a number 10 in the league above Maddison and Ødegaard?
Class recognises class, doesn't it?
Yeah, I get that, but I do think he's been turd at the start of this season. I really
he has. Absolutely.
Poor. So I'm hoping for a performance from him because he's been dire, mate, the past couple of games.
Well,
everyone's going in on Mason Mount, and I know everyone's been performing poor. Everyone's been going in on Mason Mount. Bruno's been equally as bad as him. If not worse in certain games.
That whole front 6, like Mount, Bruno, Anthony, Garnacho, Rashford, all been terrible.
Terrible.
All of them. Yeah. Every single one of them. Not one of them can hold their head up. The only 2 players over the last, 3 I'd say, who could actually say they've performed decent, Varane, Wan-Bissaka and Onana. That's it.
Yeah.
Nobody else can say I've done well. So.
And I'm sure we got a new doctor, didn't we? What the fuck's going on with these injuries?
Sabotage. sabotage.
We've got like 7, 8 players out. Like, this new doctor's supposed to come in. I'm not saying he's a miracle worker, but fucking hell, man. Like,
he came from Arsenal. He's an Arsenal
yeah,
supporter.
Exactly. It's like, go in there, fucking snap the knee with it. Like, it really wouldn't surprise me at all. I do want to take a little look at Nottingham Forest, and one of the glaring names, Sam's going to be Anthony Elanga. Why do you think it didn't work out for it? You're more than welcome to just say he was shit, but why do you think it didn't work out for him at Manchester United? Because he looked, under Rangnick, he had a period, didn't he, where he looked relatively decent.
I think he was talented. He was talented, obviously, because he got an opportunity under Rangnick, and he was, for a period, he was playing better than Rashford, wasn't he? Like, arguably, he kept Rashford out of the team. I think we did say on one of the things, would you drop Elanga? And you're like, no, because he's playing better than Rashford, so why would you?
How times changed. Okay.
I think you said it best, Nick. I think he's a great athlete, and he's physically strong, he's quick, and he can get about the pitch, but that's kind of it, isn't it? Like, he's lacking that X factor, he's lacking that quality that you need to be on the wing. Like, when you watch Garnacho at his best, that guy gets you excited, he gets you up off your feet, and you can see what he's trying to do. When Rashford's at his best, and he's running in behind defenders, and he's cutting people inside, that's when he's at his best. Elanga didn't have anything about him that sort of did that. He could run, he get the ball, he worked hard, and he was fit, like, all of the good stuff that you need as a professional, but just didn't have that next level to go to where you're like, yeah, you're going to be a starter for the next couple of years at United. And there's nothing wrong with that. Plenty of players have come through United and they've not worked out, and they've gone on to clubs and have had careers, even at Premier League level, and that's what he's doing. So there's nothing wrong with it, and you wish the guy the best, but he just wasn't United quality. Andreas Pereira, every preseason, he looked absolutely fantastic. Came to the season, just wasn't good enough, but now he's gone to Fulham and he looks excellent. Looks great in Fulham. Done really well for him, one of their best players. So wish Elanga the best of luck, and I hope he does well with Forest. So
it's written in the stars, isn't it?
He's going to score. He's definitely going to score.
Yeah.
Do you know what? He actually looked decent when he came on against Arsenal. He had a really good run and set up the striker for a goal. And I'm just thinking, counter-attack, transition, Elanga on the end of it. You can fucking see it a mile off. Another dangerous player they have, Shreyas, who we've already kind of touched on slightly, is I fucking cannot say this name.
I'm going to Google how we pronounce it.
Yeah, how you pronounce it. I'm obviously butchering it there, but this season he's got a scoring frequency of every 52 minutes. Last season it was every 140 minutes with 10 goals in 17 starts. Are you worried about the problems he could cause tomorrow, especially with that he's got physicality about him, could bully defenders? He's a problem, isn't he?
I think more than him, it would be the people who will be providing him with the chances, like playing beside him. Exactly. Yeah. Because I think if it just comes down to him, I think we are well equipped in the defense to actually hold him off. But once again, if you look at that Spurs game, if we allowed their midfield to actually just move in and glide past our entire defensive line, then I think he'll cause us more problems with the runs that he makes, because that defense that I would say that 3-2-5 or 3-1-6 that we play of Casemiro, Lisandro, and Varane, it gets completely overloaded. It is basically like a 3v6 that they have to handle, and it just gets a lot. Like you can hold it off once, twice, thrice, but steadily it comes to a point where we start leaking goals, and that's what pretty much happened against Spurs. I think if we are able to just stop their midfield, like if we are able to I think even if for 50 minutes, because we're playing at home, even if for 50 minutes, if we are able to restrict their midfield, I think we'll be able to come out with a better performance. But if we are not able, if we make the same mistakes again and again, like with what we did against Spurs, I think even Nottingham can give us a very, very tough game.
Yeah, and they usually play on the counter attack. You've got players like Gibbs White, Brennan Johnson. Judging from what you watched against Spurs with how many turnovers they was getting and how many we was conceding, do you think that'll be the theme tactically tomorrow, Adam?
I think we're going to try and counter it. They're going to sit back. They're going to try and hit us on the counter, on the transition. But I don't think we're going to have that problem as much, because with Mount being out, I think that had a big impact. Him playing alongside Bruno, they don't really know where they're meant to be on the pitch. And they left Casemiro isolated by himself. And a lot of the time, I remember in the Wolves game, they just walked through our midfield. Completely, like not even like sprinted, walk. And then if you have the likes of Elanga running through the midfield, full like sprint, it's worrying. It's very, very worrying, which is why I know we're going to go into teams in that, which is why I won't play Ericsson there. I've gone with someone else, and it might be a bit of a controversial shout, but I think it's the right one. Yeah.
Donny van der Splinter, mate. He's back on.
Yeah.
Lindelof in the DM.
Very even, is he?
Yeah.
We've been calling for ages, and I've seen people talk about Anthony at left back. Genuinely, I've seen someone make that call.
No.
Are they on crack?
And
I
they
don't
must
want
be.
to start mixing players about and shit.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it, me personally. Right then, let's do quick fire questions. Tomorrow night, Manchester United versus Nottingham Forest at Old Trafford in the Premier League. Will United keep a clean sheet?
No.
No.
Yes.
At least one said yes. Will Awayine score?
Probably.
Yes.
So yes, I just counted myself. No.
Will we score more than 2 goals?
No.
No.
Jesus Christ. How many shots will Anthony have in total?
On
He won't
target.
start.
Just shots.
0.
3
Shots
all
in
off
general.
target.
Jeez, they might go out.
He at least has
Might go
5
out
per
for
game.
someone. I'm gonna go 4.
But yeah. Who's your prediction for man of the match?
Brennan Johnson.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake,
Brennan
man.
Johnson.
Oh, so negative just going into this. When have we ever been like this against Nottingham Forest? We battered him the past 4 times. We battered him, and everyone's just like, oh.
Took it this
Casemiro.
season, not just on field results, but all the shit going on off the field. It's took it out of me, man. I'm
Yeah.
fucking,
It really has.
I'm drained, man. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. So quickly, who said prediction man of the match? Should you all say?
Brennan
You
Johnson.
said Brennan Johnson, Casemiro, Treyas.
Brennan Johnson.
Oh, great, lovely. Right, with that in mind, let's do the predicted 11s. Who's going up first, Sam? So we can talk through it.
Let's get it up. So you are first, Nick.
I'm first. Nice. Onana in net. Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Lissandro. I think I'd probably go for the senior figure in Dalot. I think Alvaro Fernandez has been linked with a loan or a move in there, which is mad. But Casemiro, I think he'll go with Ericsson in the midfield. A bit more control. Bruno Fernandes. I do take Adam's point, and he is right in what he's saying, because I've always been suspicious of Ericsson in that kind of defensive transition. But I think Ericsson will play. And then I think it'll be Anthony, Rashford, and Sancho has to start. You can't play Garnacho again. Cannot play him again on that left-hand side. So, yeah, that's what I've come for. Next up.
Next up, Sharias. And I'll let you guys spot who the outlier is in this team, because nobody will ever guess who the fuck Sharias picked.
Of course. But he's got a valid point as well, also.
No, it is a valid point,
Yeah.
but it's an ongoing joke at this point.
Yeah.
Every week he's doing
it
this. And eventually it's going to pay off.
He'll get there
I
one
think
day.
for the first time in weeks, it is the most realistic chance that he has of actually starting. So I've gone with, once again, Onana in net. I've gone with Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez, and Dalo. Casemiro, Ericsson, and Bruno. But I wouldn't be surprised if he puts Donny in there and probably uses Ericsson off the bench.
Wow.
And then I think Rashford, Pelistri, and Sancho playing through the middle.
Rashford, Pelestri, Sancho. Okay. Adam.
Give Shreyas Palestri and 10 pieces of wood, and he'll win you the league.
Yeah.
Vince with a chat. Even the blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So Shreyas is picking. Oh, fucking hell. Just let him in. Let him in. Anyways,
let him play.
There's one Shreyas, by the way. Adam, up next.
I'm up now, am I? Okay, so basically I've gone with Onana in net. Pretty straightforward. Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Lissandro, and Dalo at the back. I think that's arguably our strongest back line right now, with Shaw being out. I'm sure we'll get into that. Then in midfield, I've gone with Casemiro, McTominay, and Bruno. And I know people are kind of frowning probably with McTominay, but the way I've seen teams walk through our midfield, I think we need to be a little bit more defensive. Even at home against the likes of Nottingham Forest, from what I saw at the Emirates, they like to hit in the counter and they're explosive on the counter too. So I think having someone like Scott McTominay there will help with Casemiro. Then up front, I've gone with Anthony. I've gone Rashford out in the left and Martial through the middle. We saw him get a few minutes, but just let him start. What are you guys
I can
laughing
see a
about?
cat. I can see a cat in the reflection of Nick's French.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I'm trying my best to be professional.
I just see a cat going like this.
Yeah, it's staring the life out of me, but it's all right. We move.
Yeah. Sorry, Adam.
But yeah, Martial up front, just start him because I think over the few games we had against Forest last season, didn't he grab a few goals?
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think he
Yeah.
definitely netted against them. So why not throw him in there, let him start, even take him off at halftime. Realistically, he'll probably be after 5 minutes for like shin splints or something like that. But we'll move anyway. Let's hope it's enough.
Okay, now. Fuck me. Oh, God. Manchester United, the gift that keeps giving. Sam, who have you gone with?
United just ruin your life, don't they, on a daily basis? Yeah, I've gone with Onana, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Lisandro Martinez, and he's going to play Dalot. I'd love to see Alvaro Fernandez, but let's face it, it's not going to happen, is it? Which is a shame. He's going to play Dalot there. Casemiro, I think Eriksen comes back in because I think that worked so well last season. And I think Ten Hag's hoping that it'll sort of come back together again and sort of work as a system again. I don't think he fancies Scott McTominay because even though he's available and ready, he brings him on for like 5 minutes. I just don't think he fancies him.
He wants him to go in with Maguire, doesn't he?
Exactly.
I think it's pretty like common knowledge.
I just don't think he's playing. Rashford on the left because if I have to see him down the middle again, I'm going to kick off. I'm so sick of it. I want him to drop Anthony, but I don't think he will. I think he'll keep playing him. But I think Garnacho will lose his spot to Rashford, and then I think he plays Anthony Martial down the middle because as much as I'd like to see Sancho in that false nine, he did it in pre-season and he hasn't done it since. Like, even when Sancho's come on, he hasn't tried it. So I don't know why that is. I don't know why he's hesitant to go back to it because it worked fairly well in pre-season. So I think he's going to turn to Anthony Martial, and then you'll probably see him hooked at half-time or 60 minutes or something. And then Rashford will go down the middle, and then Sancho will come on the wing. So I think that's how it's going to go for me, which is a shame because if I was picking it, I'd go a bit differently. But I think that's what Ten Hag's going to do.
If we don't manage to score in this game, and then Rasmus is coming in for the Arsenal game, the amount of pressure on that lad's shoulders, they're saying, we need goals.
It's already there.
Because none of our players in the attack have scored one single goal, and you're coming in against Arsenal at the Emirates. You've got to go and score. It's like, fucking hell, man. With everything that we've spoken about, lads, this is the most important, vital part. Score predictions, please.
I'm going to go 2-0.
1-1.
And I think I'm going to go Casemiro at 1. And who can I see with the other? I'm going to go Martial, why not?
Okay, pigs fly. Shreyas.
1-1.
1-1.
I think Bruno scores, and for them, Brennan Johnson scores.
Sam?
I'm going to agree with Shreyas and go 1-1, but I think it's an own goal from Forest. I don't think one of our players scores. And then Anthony Elanga is obviously going to score against us, isn't he? Because it's just, it's going to happen.
Goal is going to be our joint top goal scorer.
I've also gone 1-1 as well. 1-1. Anthony and Awina, I've said, the score. So.
Lads, come on. Bit of confidence.
I know.
Well, the chat is confident. So Vince is going 3-1 United. Gray's going 3-0 United. Shah Sam's going 3-0 United. Martial, Rashford and Anthony. Fucking hell, he's saying the whole front line's going to score. Put a bet on that, Shah Sam. Jesus. Scoreboard saying play Lindelof and put Varane up front. I mean, you might as well at this point, aren't you? Jesus.
Yeah.
He's our top scorer.
Yeah. Top scorer for us this season.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's not great, is it? It's not fucking great.
No. But the only thing that's giving me positive about tomorrow is the fact that Eriksen's coming back in, so there will be an element of control. I don't know how he's going to revert back to that or what tweaks he's going to make, but I'm expecting a better performance tomorrow. I think Forest are going to put in a good performance as well.
Would you? I was thinking about it. Would you switch and put Bruno in the 8 and then play Eriksen in the 10? Because we know Eriksen's not that great in the sort of defensive capability and running back. He hasn't got the physicality and the pace and the breadth. Whereas Bruno will do that. He'll get up and down the pitch and he'll work hard. So I would switch up, maybe play Bruno in a deeper 8 and then play Eriksen in the 10.
I agree to a certain extent, but I also think Bruno's a creative monster and you want him close to the attackers as you possibly can. I agree
if your midfield's getting walked for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. Bruno's got that work rate off the ball that'd shut that down, but I think you lose out on something either way, whichever way you bring it. I think Eriksen, again, doesn't offer you much in pressing when you're trying to press from the front, and you've got Eriksen then that's the only issue because he's not as mobile. But again, you have that in midfield then where on defensive transitions you lose out. So I don't know. I think you can alter anyway, to be honest with you. But we need a much better performance tomorrow because if we put in a stinker tomorrow again, you're looking at that. The first 3 games we play Wolves, Spurs, and Forest. If you don't pick up all 3 points tomorrow, it's just misery.
Is Arsenal the last game before the international break? Is that the last
believe.
I think so.
I believe so. Yeah.
Can you imagine like we draw or lose to Forest and get battered by Arsenal and it's the international break?
No. Yeah.
It's going to be United fans killing themselves left, right, and centre. Just fucking.
Well, the transfer window shuts in 6 days, doesn't it? Less than a week now until it shuts. So I hope we get some movement.
Still no sign of Amrabat.
I know we need it. But yeah, look, that concludes the preview for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure you do subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video. There won't be a watch along tomorrow because I'm on a stag do. Believe it or not, I'm not in Thailand. I'm not doing the Hangover film somewhere. I'm in town in Printworks. So yeah, it's a 3:00 kickoff. I won't be doing a watch along, but the games after that there'll be continuous watch alongs. Don't worry about it.
There'll be a review.
And,
there'll be a review.
There'll be a review as well, yeah. But a big thank you to the lads for coming on, of course. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And thank you to the guys for watching us and joining us. Do you have any final words, lads? You want to part there?
He's got the whole world in his hands. There's two.
Okay. I don't know if anyone will get that reference, but for
Vince did. Vince got it in the chat.
Yeah.
Vince will get it. Adam, any final words? Any wise words? Any advice you want to give to people?
Bibara.
Okay. Oh, I can edit with that. It's Friday. I haven't done it in a while. So. Trey has any final words?
Yeah, just like Adam. Capybara.
Okay.
Capybara.
Can't wait for the day we're live with one.
Peace out.
In a bit. Capybara.